I'm good. How are you?
I'm
So, how
exhausted.
you been stocking food, giving out food?
Yeah, it's where Carly works, and yeah, it's like fifth largest, top five in the country. So like 1,500 families, not to mention people, but families today. Oh yeah.
And
So she said they were low in volunteers because of the holiday and everything else. And my work gives me like community service days or hours every year, so it's like, I
that's
got.
that's cool.
I, I asked HR, I was like, hey, can I take Thursday off and go to food bank? They're like, yeah, sure. I'm like, all right, so I'm out.
There you go.
There you go. So
Thank you. Especially since we're talking about church stuff. That's good, Wes, right there. That's nice.
gotta wear my Jesus one shirt. There you go.
Perfect. That's excellent.
Yeah. So
Jesus, Matt, what's next? Jesus is my homie.
that's right. Although it's
Oh,
it's this is Ohio State colors, which I need to see if they make
yeah,
they
change
make a
it.
Tennessee one. I mean, the football team wears them.
I
So
know. Well, it's all packed now, but I do have something that says Jesus was the first volunteer.
there you go. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
totally.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh man. Yeah, I just got back because had to pick up Lindsay at drama camp because she's in the play Heather's and she had all these posters. She goes, "Hey, we need to hang these up." I'm like, "Hey, yes, you do." They know we in this. I'll drive you
Yeah.
around, but you can hang them up. So went out to all the Starbucks and the library, Panera Bread, and let her hang up the posters. So
Very cool.
I know, but now she's driving too. Like yesterday, she's like, "Hey, can I go to Ava's house?" And I'm like, "Hey, yeah, here's the keys.
Keys.
Dear Lord, protect me, protect my car."
Yep. Yep. Yeah, Carly just got
Scary.
her first car, like her own, like bought it. She's paying the payments. That was last weekend, 2 weekends ago. Yes, that's
There we go.
yeah, part
She's a big girl. She's a big girl now.
part of becoming an adult parent, whatever. Your kids get
Right.
older and then they don't need you anymore, That's
I
all right.
know,
It's not
right?
it's
Who?
not a bad thing. Not a
Who?
bad thing.
No, no. Did you see that video I sent you? Did you ever watch it?
Oh, well, you sent it to me today, and I was at the food bank. So while I was
Oh,
waiting on you,
okay.
I was like, oh, I have a minute, and I'm like, oh, I'll just watch it now. So, but I didn't finish it. So it was starting to get good. No, I'll tell you that. I was starting to laugh.
I'm cracking up laughing. Of all things he gave Bert.
Well, it sounds like he has a thing for that type of memorabilia, and I'm like, really? That's kind of,
Really? It's kind of
yeah,
creepy.
it's kind of creepy. I don't know. I'm like,
And he kept going, "Hey, put your coffee in it." And he was like, "No, I can't do that."
should shave the beard, just have the mustache.
He should do his chest hair like that.
He would. He
I
totally
know he
would.
would.
Yeah.
I know he would.
Yeah.
Oh, Bert's terrible. Oh my gosh, he's so terrible.
That show
Listen,
is
I've
great
seen
though.
Tom Segura. I know, and I've seen Tom Segura a couple times live, and I love. He is so funny.
Yeah. They are
Hmm.
living, the best life, in my opinion. Those guys just, yeah, they do travel a lot. A lot of like on road, stage, multiple nights, weekends, whatnot. But like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
just making people laugh all the time.
making people laugh. Yep, that's it.
All the time.
And like what I love about Tom is just typically he's just talking about his family. I mean, it's all
Yeah.
like real life stuff. I'm like, I, I've been there. I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Exactly. Exactly. I know.
Mhm.
They both do. I mean, Bert too. Like, it's all like just razzing their family.
Rise of their family.
Yeah. Although
Hmm.
we razz our family on this call and we get in trouble for
We get texts and calls and banned. We get
it.
banned from further
Yeah.
functions.
I got canceled. Yeah, canceled. Yeah, cancel. Yeah, so else. Joking.
Yeah, that's okay.
Eh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's been a good run. Yeah, you know what?
it's gonna go.
I give plenty of people laugh at me all the time. Trust me. I give my family plenty of options to to laugh at me. So
Well,
yeah, that
eh, if you can't laugh at yourself, then I mean, come on.
what what's the point? Yeah, and
I
when
know exactly.
we had men's Bible study yesterday, and we're reading that book, Wild at Heart. I think I texted you about it.
Oh
Wild
yeah,
at
yeah,
Heart?
yeah. You texted that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Wild at
Great
heart.
book.
Yeah,
Yeah, great
yeah,
book. Oh, it's like, how did I
yeah.
miss this book? Um, I think he's a pastor. But like one of the questions that the one of the leaders there was like, yeah, what are three things that your kids are going to say about you? And the first thing that popped in my head was silly, because I'm the
Mm-hmm.
biggest dummy, silly, like double dog dare you to do what? Okay, I'm in. Let's go. You know, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
let's do it.
all right,
I know,
all
right?
right, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't care. Whipped cream pie in the face?
It's
Sure, why not? Shave your head for a good
but,
cause? Sure,
but
okay, let's go. You
hey,
know.
hey,
Oh
hey,
wait,
hey, simmer down, man.
yeah.
Simmer down.
Not much to shave
I
there.
won't say
Although
that.
you're a little furrier. I see that. You need
I
to.
know I need to shave it. Said, well, Orlando, my guy who does my hair, he's on vacation.
Oh,
So I go to an African American barbershop, and I go there because Jesse, who owns it, is a pastor too, and I just love hearing all the stories. And this, you sitting there, and people just show up and start talking. It's like being at barbershop, the movie.
yeah.
It's great.
That's
I
awesome.
love it. And
Yeah.
Mr. Moore, who owns a hot chicken place just a couple doors down, he comes in and just starts cutting up with him, and I'm just like laughing. I'm like, I'm loving this.
Is it like
So.
coming to America? You're just sitting there like.
Joe Lewis was the greatest fighter to ever walk. uh-huh. Cassius Clay.
The
Joe
classic.
Lewis was 147 years old.
What is that? Velvet?
What
Yeah,
is
oh, so good. Yeah,
it? Is. I love that place. That's a great
yeah.
place. Oh man.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, my barber is Russian, so half time I don't know what they're saying because they like I swear they're cussing each other out in Russian, and it's like, what'd you just say? You know?
Probably.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
What is
What?
which is great though because he's a Russian and he uses a razor blade. So if I ever need somebody to like, he's got me. You know,
Yeah.
he's you know
Have
yeah.
you seen John Wick? John Wick? Hmm?
Mm, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, knife work. That's all it takes. Yep.
Exactly.
Actually, Carly's first boyfriend, she didn't like his hair, and she's like, "Would you take him to the barber shop?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take him." And I got there early, and I was like, "Hey, I need you to like scare him a little bit, like just pull out the razor and hold it, you know." And he did, he did. He was like, just like, "Oh, sweet, just in case you ever mess up, man, he's coming after you."
Exactly.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
Lindsay, there's some guy who's a part of drama. She likes him, and I went, no, you don't. And she goes, yeah, he's really cute. And I said, no, he's not. And she goes, but Dad. I was like, no, I don't think
Yeah.
so. I said, how old are you? She goes, 16. And I was like, then no, he's not that cute. No, I don't think
No,
so.
no,
we,
nope.
we, we ain't there yet. And of course, Karen Sue is egging her on saying, oh, I think he's cute too. I was like, look, both of y'all
Yeah,
can be quiet.
shush, shush.
This is the father's area. Hello, this is
Yes,
my
yes.
realm.
There's an interview process. I need,
Exactly.
I need a reference from your pastor, your teacher. Yeah, fill out
Uh-huh.
this 30
Uh-huh.
page form. I need a,
Exactly.
12 page essay on why you think that you're
Exactly.
worth anything
Uh,
in life.
exactly.
Yeah,
Mr.
no,
Mr. Stanfield, why is there a shovel and a bag of lye in your trunk? Don't worry about it.
I bet
Just get in the car.
that's right. That's what
Just
the
get
pigs are.
just just get in the car.
That's what the pigs are for. They'll take care of
Just get in the car. You're fine.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Just don't say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
We're going to review your application on this drive.
Oh,
Uh,
uh-huh.
oh man.
Crazy.
maybe that should be one of our podcasts. The dad
That
interview
interview
process
process. Yeah, for our
for future
daughters.
dater for
Hey,
daughter
yeah.
dating.
I've been good. I've been
Okay,
good. Yeah.
we could go live. We could go live on this and have guys
Have
chime
them
in.
join.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be
have them.
great. Let's have a, yeah.
Hey, Broco, what would you do? If it was me,
Yeah. Yep. Totally. Totally. That'd be funny. That'd be good.
would be, it'd be hilarious.
I keep thinking we might need to start including somebody else. Like, let's throw Pop on here. Although, I don't know.
You can.
Yeah.
Oh,
Papa, somebody.
I don't know about Papa. Somebody
Papa.
else. I could bring somebody else in.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
get on here. It'd be funny. Find a subject that
Well, I thought
it'd
it
be good for them.
resonates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I thought about today. I was like, man, today on BroCode. By the way, welcome to episode 4. We
Episode
just
4.
been yapping. We're talking
That's fun.
about church culture. Church culture.
Yeah.
I know. Some of you, I know you're going to listen to this one today. Some of you may be in church. Some may be de-churched. It's kind of a fancy term, which means you're just out of church. Some maybe just haven't been in church. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You know what? Wes and I sort of sit in a realm. I am a pastor, um, but I think a little differently when it comes to church because I think the churches has done a good job in some places, but also has messed up a lot too. Uh, Wes has been in the church and has been done other things through the church and outside the church and ministry and mission, and so he has a different perspective on what church should look
Yeah.
like. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today and sort of the trends that are going on today and things we see. And so hopefully when you watch this today, you're going to go, ah. And we're not okay. We're not going to try to sway you into a church at all. That's not our goal at all. We just want to sort of share our heart about what we think about church culture and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Just
and
openly
probably
talk
church
about it.
people too, and probably church people. And
Oh,
I sort of sit in the realm of about like kind of Jesus's lap on this one, like religious leaders,
yeah. Yeah.
kind of like ticking them off.
Yeah.
I
Pharisees.
watch,
Oh,
I
wait.
watched it. Yeah,
You watch
no,
what?
don't even go there. I
Uh,
watched the episode. Um, Chosen. I'm on the newest season. I watched the one where he's turning the tables over. And
oh.
it's actually pretty good. I mean, he is like legit, like mad, has a whip and like throwing stuff around. A tent catches on fire. And of course, my ADD mind is like, and I'm like, the roof, the roof, the
Roof.
roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Oh,
Let
don't
them.
finish it. Jesus, don't finish that.
Do you think he knew that song as that lit on fire way back when?
He does know everything.
Uh, omnipotent. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He's
I don't
walking
think
out. He's walking out with a little dance, you know.
he's humming it.
This is going to be great in about 2,000 years. You're going to love it.
John and Peter going,
What?
I don't remember hearing that in the synagogue. I don't. What was that?
Well, that, yeah, exactly. Yeah. What book is that from? Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's too funny.
Look at your mama.
Oh, oh, the Gospel of Mary. Yo mama. Yo mama said.
All of a sudden, they pan across the chosen, and all of a sudden, Bobby Boucher pops up. Mama said, "Why the
That'd
Pharisees are so mean? Is because
oh, it's too funny. Oh, too funny. What? So you're going to talk about church. Let me get my newspaper and just sit here in my pew and read my newspaper while you talk. How about that?
no, here we go." I
Uh,
know, and I did. I was looking at because I used I talked to my leadership team up here. Oh gosh, what was it? Yeah, usually I give them kind of training kind of stuff every time. So it's not just about church stuff. It's also about some leading pieces too, and about church trends and things that are going on. And I use the Pew Research stuff a lot, and I did that also when I did this training for the conference on fresh expressions. I talked about just the statistics of people who are religious, and it actually broke it down by age demographic, um, and people who consider church a priority, and how it's changed just in the past. I mean, like 5 years, and
Yeah.
it's. I mean, religion. I guess uh, faith is important to people, but going to church is like
Yeah, it's exactly. It's
it's
declining a lot. Declining a lot.
big, big time,
Yeah.
big time,
Yeah.
and it's just not truly a necessity anymore for people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
one
no,
of so what?
I
Go ahead, go
I'd
ahead. No,
love to
no,
get
yeah.
I'd love to get your hey, man, this is where I'm excited we're talking about this because I send that so I get those, I find it, right? I'll get read a lot of articles and I think it was at Pew Research I sent it to like our family chat. And I sent it to you and Lauren because I know you guys are like in the church and it is going to be interesting to hear kind of your perspective being in the
Hmm?
space, living this out, right? Living it
Right,
out. It
right.
is your full-time gig because I read that and I instantly go like, okay, how do you address it? How
You,
do you tackle it?
well,
How do you,
yeah.
you know?
Well, so I do two different ministries. So I serve a physical church up in Kentucky,
Yeah,
and they have a 9 o'clock service Sunday morning, and trying to get them to rethink out of the box, because in Trigg County, Kentucky, right now as we speak, there's a 65% or more of that population does not or is not connected to any kind of faith-based community whatsoever.
yeah,
So our our job to make disciples is not to go after the, say, 35% that are already connected to faith base. It's like, their stress is, well, we have friends that are in churches. Okay, we'll leave them there. We don't need them. They're in a church.
right,
Okay, great.
right.
There's 65% that are not connected, and we need to be wrestling with the question, why are they not connected?
Yeah,
One, is there any kind of connection with Jesus Christ at all? Two, is it because the churches pissed them off in some way? A lot of the conversations that I have personally had is that, well, one is that church doesn't fulfill their need anymore.
yeah, yep,
There are so many people who are in either retail or restaurant work or some kind of or life. Kids are in travel stuff, or it's a lake community. People are on the lake on Sunday mornings, and because they've
yep,
worked all week and this is their one time off. And the problem with the church is that church doesn't want to bend or flex a little and say, okay, let's do something different to adapt to this community, because every church, literally every church in that community, does something on Sunday morning or something on Sunday night, right?
hmm,
And it's like, okay, well, that's what we've always done for a gazillion years. Why does it always have to be Sunday morning? Because that's what we've always done. Okay, so do something different.
yeah,
Why? What?
yeah,
Think out of the box.
yep,
Why not Thursday? Why not Tuesday? Why not? You know, the other ministry I do is the Vine, with the Tennessee conference, and it's purely online. And there's always the question that gets raised is, well, how is this church? And I was like, it's more church than you'd think.
yeah,
We've got people globally who are connected to us, who are in discipleship, who are on our services, who take communion with us, who do small groups with us, who just, this fits them and this is their community.
right.
And just because they're online does not mean that they're not part of a faith-based community. It's just an online faith-based community.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's something, the great quote of like, what got us here is not going to get us there, right? And I think that
Mhm,
that
mhm.
is, you know, I think that is part of just life. Like I mean, I think the original Christians, people of the way, as Acts says,
Right.
Never used didn't use the word Christian, used the word people of the way, and they had a
Right.
way of life, and it was like a daily. It wasn't just a Sunday; it was a daily thing. They were. It was part of their community, right? Like, we
Right.
used to use the term "do life together," and that's what we wanted to do. Let's do life together, and doing life together
Right.
means you eat multiple nights, maybe through the week at somebody's house and hang
Right.
out, and it's
Well,
you
well,
know, you know,
in the context of the fellowship believers, I mean, daily
right?
they celebrated together. They were in homes together. They broke bread together. They prayed together.
Yeah,
They,
exactly.
and the term, and in fact, the term Christian, it was a derogatory term.
Yeah.
Little
Yep.
Christ, you're all you are is little Christ.
Yeah.
Or in context to today, that would be, oh, you're a bunch of holy rollers.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so
So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I agree. I also am like, I don't know. I also feel like there's a moral code that's missing, you know, in society. And I mean, that doesn't answer the question about Sundays, but there's something there where it's like, so the church. I mean, I guess in theory, I mean, the church is here to serve others, and so we need to serve others wherever they are. You know.
right.
Uh,
So think about today for you and Carly. So y'all are serving in the food place today,
yeah. The food
and
bank.
so give it, yeah, the food, yeah, handing out meals or handing out food boxes and stuff like that. How is that not church? That is, to me, that is church.
100%. I mean, when we had our homeless ministry here, I mean, we would go out Sunday mornings. I mean, Sunday mornings is when we would go out and we would, 100 people or so, whatever, out of our car feeding them, just our street friends is the term we used. Yeah, it was
Right.
church. It was church. Now, did we necessarily pray every time? We never really sang worship songs, but we'd pray with them
Okay.
sometimes if they asked for it. But it was
Okay.
more so just about open hands and hearts, and connecting with them. And we still here
Correct.
today. It's really cool that we've had a bunch that have gotten off the streets, and it's like, I hear it
Mhm.
over and over again. Like, you have no idea, like, what you did, when
Right.
we did that, and to
Right.
me, that was church. That, I mean,
Right.
that's more the church than sitting in a pew, singing some rock song that you put some Christian words to, right? I mean,
Right. Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
See. This is a question that I constantly wrestle with. Is that we have defined church as Sunday morning in a pew or a chair, music, whether it's hymn or contemporary or blended or whatever. Listen to someone talk at us or with us. Whatever that context may be like, and that's what church is. But in fact, that's not what the design that Christ developed to be the
right,
church.
right,
You know, in fact, what Christ did was he sat around a table with his closest friends and had a meal with them,
yeah, yeah,
celebrated the Passover. That was
exactly,
church.
yeah. Yeah, he said every time you break bread, do this and remember. And
Every
breaking bread, and people think, oh, well, that's when we do communion on Sundays at church, and maybe it's only once a month. No, it's every time. Breaking bread is like when you sit down and have a meal together. Yeah,
exactly. It could be lasagna. It could be what. It don't matter. Mac and
it
cheese,
could be.
whatever. That's breaking bread together.
I mean, we could be at a bar right now, sitting at the bar having a beer. That's depending how weedy
But
your beer is. It could be bread, could be considered liquid bread. You know, uh,
what was that restaurant you and I went to, and it used to be a church, and now it's a taco place? What was that place called?
Taco Gill. Yeah, that place was awesome. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
very
that
good.
place was awesome.
Yeah. It's really
Mhm.
good. Yeah. And the altar is where the bar
And,
is.
and the altar where the bar.
They got spirit. They got a lot of spirit.
I'm going. I'm going to the altar again.
Oh wait.
I'm going to the altar again.
Look, I'm filled with the spirit. Oh no, so bad. Lord forgive me. Uh
Oh well.
Forgive me, Lord. Yeah.
Forgive me,
Yeah.
Lord.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
What was it?
Here I
The
go
single guy.
again. Yeah.
Dear Lord, bless
Uh,
all the pygmies over in Africa.
yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
God
but
likes he
but
likes
again,
laughing at me.
He does. God laughs constantly. He looks down and goes, "Yeah, I did make them."
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Yeah. I always said, now I don't want a saintly robe. Just give me the jester outfit that I deserve because I'm going to be the guy, making you laugh in the middle of, you know,
I know.
everybody else. That's my goal. Make you
I'm
laugh.
gonna be in the middle of the crowd and everybody's singing all these hymns. I'm gonna be going,
Woo-hoo! Hey! Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I mean, I
"Oh,
understand. Is it James where he's talking about be the word, like physically, like be the word, friend
mm.
of mine, Caleb, Uncle Caleb,
Oh,
we were
okay,
talking, yeah, we are talking about this
okay,
week. Yeah, that Caleb. And it's like, it says to go, we think that it says to go make disciples. And so we think about these like, oh, go baptize them. Oh, go do this, go do this. And it's like, no, just go, and the results, the fruit of your going are those things. The fruit of your
right,
going is the baptism, is the converting and things of that nature. But we seem to think that we have to do those things. But it's like, no, just yourself
right,
going is what's going to cause those things to happen, right? So,
right,
and that's and
right,
that's not just on a Sunday.
right, exactly." And I
Yeah,
think that's the struggle. And I think, and the problem is that we have now so cookie cuttered our spirituality to a set space and time that everything else now is become it's everything else.
yeah,
But Sunday morning, this is God's time. Everything else is everything else.
yeah.
And yet, that's not how Christ called us to do. That Christ called us to. It becomes part of who we are all
Do
the
you
time.
think do you think that might be because being on the West Coast now in Arizona, I mean it is I feel like here it is churches, there's still some of the legacy churches this Sunday morning, two services, blah blah blah, right? But some of the
Sure.
churches like the church I go to, they've got Saturday services, they've got Sunday and they got a Monday night service. Communities are huge. I mean, Monday night, that's funny enough, Caleb, that's the one he goes to because he typically works weekends. And it's like, it's a Monday night
There are some
service.
churches. Yeah, some churches are starting to think out of the box. I mean, well, you got to think. Life Church TV. Craig Rochelle, based out of Oklahoma.
Yep.
His, multiple services. It's either him via screen or live, or for campus pastor.
Yep.
They're doing multiple through the week, that kind of stuff. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and there are some, but in the quote Bible Belt ish area,
Still
the
Sundays.
predominant it's still mainly Sunday or
Mm.
Wednesday night. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Wednesday night typically are if it's not a service, is more of a Bible study
Yeah.
kind of thing, kind of vibe, and that's just it really comes down to to me is what are you doing in group activity, not Sunday morning collection. It's small groups or life groups, whatever you want to call them. It's
Yeah.
it's in home studies, or it doesn't even have to be homes. I mean, coffee shops or bars or restaurants or those kind of things. It's just
Yeah.
where you doing life together with people. And it doesn't have to be as in depth as people think. It's like, well, I don't know what to talk about. Well, talk life,
Yeah.
and then see how faith fits in and connects with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And just be there for your fellow brother or sister. I mean, I go to a men's
Hmm.
Bible study on Wednesdays when I'm in town, and it's an absolute blessing because it's just a group of men. We're all about the same age. We sit around a table and we usually spend the first few minutes like expressing like what I'm going through. Like we're at that age now where it's like we've all have some like health stuff or we have friends with health stuff and that's
Right.
hard, and
Yeah. Right.
but it's that communion, it's that connection with a fellow brother, that you can express, your heart to,
Right. Right.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. And
I
that's
mean, and it's church. It's church. It's what it is.
it is
Yeah,
church.
sure, Bible study, coffee group, whatever. But it's church. It's coming together and lifting each other up, and carrying our burdens
Right.
together. And yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna start once I've officially moved to Katie's, Kentucky. I'm actually starting a life group in out of my home, and I'm just gonna start inviting neighbors. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure some church people will come, but I'm gonna start inviting neighbors and say, "Hey, come hang out at the house."
Ex-
I'm gonna start off with
ex-
just a cookout. I'll grill out for people and just come have food and just have conversation and yep, let it build from there.
yeah. I mean, our old neighborhood, we had a really, no, we didn't, there wasn't, not everybody was a faith believer, but if we probably could have transitioned it, but it was, people open your garage door and sit outside your garage. And, it was a few, we had the old neighborhood where like a lot of these were all close within vicinity. It's like in the winter, you pull out a fire pit and we all grab our chairs and come sit around the fire pit and just have conversations. And it's, it
Yep.
wasn't necessarily faith based, but it could have easily gone that direction, you
Right.
know, um,
Right.
very
Well,
easily.
but I think that's yeah, but I think that's the key is that people think that like these kind of really we'll call it accountability groups is that they have to immediately start being faith based, and it's like no, it starts with community and building trust first.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, until you do that, you can't even do the other deeper work in people's lives until you start building trust and people are willing to open up and be transparent and talk
Right.
about the dark stuff. Sometimes that
Yeah.
takes a long time.
And some of that dark stuff, like the sins that we deal with on a daily basis, like that's not typically a group format, right? That is, maybe in that group there's a handful of people that you really trust and like, hey, and it's
Right.
those two guys maybe, in our situation, like, hey, I need to share something with you. Like I'm struggling with this,
Right.
whatever, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So and it's good to hear just what other people are going through, right? Especially when you hear like
Right.
somebody share a story of, oh, I've got this going on. You go, oh, I've had the same thing. Like, oh, I don't have to carry this burden alone. Like you've been there, you've done it, or,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. It's just that
Yeah.
communal coming together.
Yeah. I had that happen. I was doing a fresh expression at Dos Margaritas, Mexican restaurant here in Hendersonville. You know where that is.
Hmm.
Long time. Um, we had, oh gosh, I guess it was about almost 30 people that were showing up close to that out on the patio. And we had one lady that showed up, and her husband had left her, and she had two kids in the house
Yeah.
at that time. Man, she was just distraught. And, and where so I'm sitting here, and then she sat like across from me and just kind of just broken, and the group just sort of we're just encouraging being there for well the two ladies that sat next to her had experienced almost the same kind of thing in their life and just began to like just pour into her and encourage her and be there for her, and I'm like going, well, I couldn't have planned this any better.
Yeah.
I
Everybody
mean,
think everybody thinks it's got to be an elaborate sermon or elaborate Bible study
no.
or some amazing worship, and it's like, no, that's we all are, we're meant to be connected. We're meant to be in community. I mean, it's, in Genesis, right? So
Yeah.
like that doesn't mean, sitting in a pew and worshiping and listening to somebody speak. That's like we're in community together. Like we're going through this together. We're on this journey together and sitting next to somebody and hearing their story and able to speak into it. Like that's what we need.
Right. Well, it's even I'm teaching at church now in the Beatitudes, and even Jesus in the Beatitudes, he would not have stood up and preached this sermon in front of everybody. A rabbi who is a teacher would have actually sat down on the hillside and with people sitting around him and been more conversational, like you know, blessed are those.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know I
Yeah.
said it's more of an inviting atmosphere. He would have sat there with him. I
Right.
said, not the talking bobblehead behind a pulpit or whatever. And I
Right.
said it's amazing how church has defined or changed everything of what it Christ sort of put out there and what church man people have changed it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny you mention that because, like, if you look at the school system, I mean, the schools used to be the same way, right? Like, you know, college or high school, it's like you have a teacher up front, they're behind a podium, and maybe a whiteboard, and they're teaching you. But like now, it's like Chat GPT and all this AI stuff. Like, teachers are changing their methods. They're not as like upfront, and they're using different tools to help educate the kids, at least in the schools that we have here. So it's like, wait a second.
No.
If
Yeah.
teachers are
Yeah.
willing to change their methodologies, to educate the kids, the church needs to be doing the same thing, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, and man, we did this training on um, online on how to engage in online worship and how to be engage people while you're online. Chris Cummings, who's my he does tech and stuff for the Vine, and we did about a 2 hour training session this past Saturday, and we showed this video on YouTube, and it talks about the how culture has changed, but church has not. It's such a good video. I have to text it to you.
Mm,
I may add it. I may add it to this and let people
okay.
watch it. And it's an old video. And it's like, and it talks about this church that went up in the community, and this community built around it, and blah blah blah. And the grocery store came in, and everybody loved the grocery store. And then how the grocery store changed over the years and adapted to the community over the years, but the church stayed the same.
Yeah.
And the all of a sudden the ethnicity of the community changed, and then so all the food preferences changed in the grocery store, but the church stayed the same. And then and the final video, the final clip of the video is, well, that grocery store's still there, and the community has changed. Well, it looks like that church finally changed, and it's a for sale sign in front of the church building.
Oh, geez. Yeah. I
I
think that's
mean,
where yeah. Well, and I think that's where, that whole like, God, Christ the same today, yesterday, today, and forever. There's some, I don't know what verse people were quoting when they do that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like, but I'm like, but that's not like his character's the same yesterday, today, and forever. But
correct,
that's not,
correct, correct.
but his methods, I feel,
Mm-mm.
would change with the, I mean, look, if we were
At
back
least
in,
it's through us.
right, right. I mean, if, okay, so methods change, like, okay, let's go back to the original church times. And guess what? Like, if, like, I can divorce my wife right here and just say I divorce her, and it's done. There's no paperwork, right? I mean, it's like we can
That's
go
it.
back to,
That's it.
yep,
I'll be
yep,
there in a
done.
minute. I'm bringing stone. I'm bringing stones. I'm bringing them.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You
I'm,
know what I mean?
I mean,
Like, I mean, that's the way that it was. And even in certain parts of the world, like, Middle East, I mean, there is the stoning stuff still in the Middle East, right? It's like you do something wrong, that still could happen, right? Or cut off a hand if you steal something, you
right.
know? So I think it's his character is consistent, but the methods on which he communicates with us and talks to us and works within
Right.
the world, I think has to evolve and change too. You're talking about AI videos, like these new AI
Oh,
videos of like Jesus or Moses, like these ones where it's like a AI, and it's like the first person, like if Moses was holding up a phone, like, hey guys, there's a burning bush behind
I
me.
love those.
Love them
Love those.
because it brings the
About to
story
part
to
this sea.
life. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, or Samson or whatever. It's like, yeah,
Uh,
Samson's like, they wouldn't let me do the weightlifting competition. They said I've got too much spirit. I'm juiced. It's like, okay, Samson. All right, buddy. Yeah,
okay, Samson. What do you
that's
say?
it. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's funny, but it's like, but it brings the story to life. And like, I won't lie, like, what's going to get your kids more engaged with the stories of the Bible than having somebody act that out in like the language that they
Yeah.
know, right?
Man, have you seen some of those videos where they read scripture in Gen Z language?
Oh yeah, those are hilarious. Yeah, I can't keep up.
The Pharisees are so sus. I mean,
Yeah.
I did that at this youth conference I had to do, and I'm sitting there, and one of the ladies, she started talking. It was an older, it was like an adult leader. And she started using some of the language. I went, ho, 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 ho. If you are above 35 years old in this audience, there will be no Gen Z language coming out of your mouth. I said,
Yes,
we are not
exactly.
using this language.
Not allowed. Not allowed. I
Not
think they actually
allowed.
have like
For
I think they have a Bible now. Like they have like
they
somebody
do.
rewrote the yeah, and it's just like
They do.
that's hilarious. But
They do.
if that's what it takes to connect, to a kid, you know,
Exactly. Well,
yeah,
but see, that's the thing. So if we know that God creates us and God pours out creativity in us and through us, and so we are the church, right?
yep,
So why are we why are we not just embodying the creativity and the diversity and all this thing being birthed out of the church instead of, well, I'm gonna go sit in my pew and do my hour and get out.
yeah, yeah,
We need to. Everything else is changing. I mean, computers are changing, society is changing, AI is in the mix now. Everything else in this world is changing, and it's going to continue to change by the minute. And church has to be willing to. The message doesn't change, but everything around the message is going to change. It has to
right,
change. It has no
right,
choice but to change.
yeah. No, 100% agree. Yeah, I'm full agreement with that.
Well, and it's
Mm.
like what happened. Some of the notes I was talking about today, I put a couple things in there. Uh, like missional versus attractional churches was one of the things I kind of wrestle with. Attractional churches are ones that just do big programs and have all the money, and they bring them in, eh, but they're kind of like very surfacey
Yeah,
and not much depth to them. Missional churches do a lot of good for the missionally, but it's like there has to be kind of a fine balance between those two. You know, and then I'll put, I don't know,
you'll put what?
and then I put denominations versus non-denominational.
Mm.
But both are in decline right now. But then the church as a whole is in decline.
Yes, yeah,
That's a
that
thing.
Pew,
It's not it.
yeah, yeah, that Pew Research article that I sent you. Yeah, I mean it's clearly showing part of the decline though is also we're not producing. Like I know that sounds weird, but like we're not having kids like we used to. Like in that
Right,
article, it showed how like the Muslim faith grew exponentially compared to the Christian faith. And that's partially
right,
because of the communities or the parts of the world that they're in. They're producing more children. So
right, right,
if you grow up and the only thing around you is Muslims, and that's what's going to happen, right? So
right. Exactly.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, but I do think yeah, it is taking a decline. But I think it's tough because every walk with Christ is different. And we need different
It,
things throughout our walk, right? So,
well, it should
sometimes,
be, right?
yeah. I mean, sometimes, you're in a situation where you do need more discipleship. Like you're able to go deeper and do a little bit more research and study for yourself and, research the scriptures. But sometimes, you're still early in your faith and you're still trying to figure it out, right?
Right,
Um, so I think that's the tough thing is like it's it's not square peg round hole. It's the whole game. It's that circle with all the different shapes. And it's like at any point in our life, we need a different shape. Like today I need the star, but maybe tomorrow I need the circle, and then the next day I need the square, right? And it's like how
right,
does the church because Christ is the ball. Christ is everything. And like he can do it
right,
all and he's situational enough, or like our last podcast about self-awareness. Like Christ is self-aware
right,
enough that he knows what the person needs in order
right,
to get what they need to get. But I think the church is always like, well, it's just that square peg, like that. It's that square hole. That's all we're gonna do, And it's like,
yes,
let's
yep,
just,
yep,
oh, you need a star today. Well, let's see if it fits, And it's like, oh, it doesn't fit in the square hole. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So here's my wrestle. So, and I've been a part of church world for a long time, and I've done this for years, and I can write them left and right. A discipleship pathway. You know what those are, right? You ever seen those? Where hey, by the way, someone comes to the door, and this is how we assimilate them, and then here is the next XYZ pattern of how they become from a believer to a follower to we're sending them out. So, and this is probably going to push on church systems a little bit, and probably people who are out in the church world. Why does the church write the discipleship pathway, and why does the person who is not the one being discipled write their own pathway?
Right. Oh yeah,
Each
100%.
per because the journey is theirs.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so so basically what it is I have all these pieces, and I'm trying to put it into what my life looks like. It's not going to look like what yours looks like, or this person's looks
Right.
like, or this person's.
Right.
It let I need to define what my discipleship pathway looks like based on what my journey is, not
Right.
what the church says my journey should be.
Right.
And we've done this for years, is that we've said, well, this is a discipleship pathway. This is how you go from here, XYZ to here. And it's like, but that's not how it works. It's an individual journey. It may be in community, it may be with other people, but it's your journey.
Yeah. Well, and I think that goes back to why Christ came. Because to me, that sounds a lot like religion, and it sounds a lot like there's a set of laws and paths and things that I have to do in order to get accepted, closer to God, you name it, right? Like there's these
Right.
steps. I mean,
Right.
the Jewish tradition, right? Like there's
Right.
all these things that I have to do, and in this order to make sure that I am right with God. And this discipleship
Wait.
pathway, technically, is it any different? Is it?
Right. Hey, hey, I like shrimp. Is it still okay?
Yeah, I love shrimp.
I love
Yeah.
shrimp. Is it still okay? I'm just
Mm,
checking. I like shrimp
yeah.
tacos.
Yeah.
I like fried catfish too. I'm eating it. I'm from the
Nah.
South.
um, but yeah, I mean, I think that's right. I mean, I think it's a journey. But I think what's tough is like at what point I think where I do see the what's tough is like when does the church stand their ground on certain beliefs? You know what I mean? Like I think there's some that are like easy, like we know we shouldn't murder, right? Check the box, right? But I think there are some of those things,
Yeah.
those social things that this is where people do struggle. Um,
Yeah.
I follow a pastor on Instagram, and he's still like he's all about King James version of the Bible. Like he's like it's the version. And we grew up with that. We had some of that in our background. And it's like but the message he
That's the one.
says,
That's the one
what?
Peter carried.
Yeah, exactly. Peter wrote it. You thought it was Paul.
That's
It was Peter.
and
Yeah,
Paul signed it.
yeah, Paul said it. But it's funny. But I mean, the reason I follow him is because there are some things that he says that are really good. I don't necessarily, um, but I do feel like there is something like, you know, where the church does get kind of confusing is what do you stand for, what you don't. I feel like
Yeah.
it's funny because working in the business world that I'm in, and we're seeing it in retail where like theft is higher, turnover, all these like you know, I've talked to retailers about their loss prevention issues, right? And so it's like it's funny because we're trying to put plans in place to mitigate this and fix that and shrink. How do we do these like processes and tools? But in the back of my mind, it's like there is a moral issue here that's deeper,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I think it's the stats on this Pew Research where it's like people are leaving the church and there is no moral character anymore. There
Yeah.
is there.
And you don't loss prevention. I keep my mind goes, hey, Gav, I'm Fred Kramer. Remember
Oh
Fred?
God. Oh gosh. Yeah, yeah, going to Hooters with Fred Kramer.
Go, go to
Yeah.
Hooters with Fred Kramer.
Oh, I remember that. He was a
the only loss,
saint.
the only loss prevention guy that always had one to go to Hooters. Of all people.
Clayton. Yeah. Let's go to Hooters.
It's not a Hooters. He's the HR nightmare.
Yeah. Wasn't he like 4'6" or something like that? Yeah.
Was he was short
Yeah. A little
and the
dough
ball
ball.
headed. And when he got mad, he turned bright red,
Yep.
like your shirt.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
guy. Hey, guy. Hey, guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. I haven't heard that name in forever. Mm.
Oh man.
Oh, crazy.
Ah.
But yeah, I just feel like there's a drop in moral character. I mean, there's a morality here that's missing in our country, and probably the world too. Definitely in certain parts of the world, where
Yeah,
it's
but
just like,
that stems from up top. I mean, I'm not going to start naming officials or anything, but it really does stem from the top.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and that's all politicians. I'm going to say, I'm sorry, but politics, it is a job.
yeah,
It is a job. It's they say they're there for the people, but it really is a job. They're making
yeah,
money,
yeah,
and they're making lots of money,
yep,
not just their salary. They're making. I mean,
yeah. I mean, they're no different to me. A politician is no different than these like influencers you find on social media. Same thing.
yeah,
I got
yeah,
to
it's
have
the
a
same
following
thing.
because I got to get enough votes. I've got to,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I was sitting. So we're kind of going off subject, but I was sitting in a hotel bar one night um, near a client in Arkansas. We'll figure out the client. But there was a merchant that was there at the bar, and she was talking about they're pitching like new products the next day. And I was like, well, what do you do from a marketing standpoint? Have you looked at influential marketing? And they talked to one of the Kardashians. I think it was Chloe, and it was like she wanted for one post, not like multiple, and no guarantee on sales, but one post she wanted $250,000 for one post
Good gracious!
for that pro.
What?
Yeah, yeah. But she has a following because she has millions of followers, and it's
Oh
like
yeah, she does.
and the expectation is like you're going to pay her that money, and she's going to post some rave review about your product, but she's only posting once, and there's no guarantee. Like if but that's, I mean, to me, that's the world we live in now. Like it's all about influence, and it's getting paid for that influence. And politicians are the same thing. Like if I can get enough people following me,
Mm-hmm.
and so how do you do that? Well, you have to put
That's
on a face, or a front or
mm,
something,
right.
in order to make that happen. So,
It's crazy.
and
That's
not
crazy.
saying that they're not, and not saying there's not, there's tons of them that have really good hearts, right? I mean, there's tons of people that are there for the right thing. There's some ones I really, really like, and I really feel like they're genuine. But at the end of the
I do too.
day,
Yes, everyone.
yeah, but at the end of the day, they
Yeah,
still have to have enough votes to be in office. So,
and I know.
so, so,
I know.
anyways, we got a
All right.
little derailed there.
I know. Back to our topic.
Yeah,
I know. So one of my things I put churches and community, and I put. So do you think churches have kind of lost step with the community?
I
Kind of
do.
lost focus.
I do. I mean, I think the church that we go to is great, but I think it's definitely serving a certain demographic. I mean, we have a lot of homeless here in Phoenix, and I don't,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot that can be done. Trust me, having a ministry that serves the homeless, like it's not easy, you know. But I definitely think our churches could do more when it comes to.
Right.
I don't think they truly look at the community and what are the needs of the community in all cases. No, I think some areas
Right.
are probably good, but not in all. No, there's definitely some
Yeah.
gaps there. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, and I think too, it's like, yeah, I've got some people who are coming from like a kind of a recovery center, and it's just you have to be willing to do the dirty work and dive in and get to know. I mean, it's just different. I mean,
yeah,
it's different. You're reaching a group of people who just have been through a lot, and if you haven't been there before or been a part of that life, it's different, and it's hard work, and you don't know what other kind of things may be going on, even mentally,
right.
and but you have to be willing to be there a part of it, and a lot of churches just don't want to do that. I mean, they just don't. They want to go after people who have money and who have affluence or community affluence, whatever. And it's like, yeah, but to me, my heart, and it's always been this way, is who does Christ when if Christ was to walk down every single street, who does Christ see?
Yeah,
I mean, you know, the bent, the broken, the hurting, the lonely, those that are excluded, and I go, yep, that's who I want.
yeah. Oh,
and
it's
it may
funny.
and it may and it may not put dollars in a plate either. That's the problem, and that's what people. It's not putting dollars in a plate.
Yeah. Well, I think it's James too even talks about that the favoritism is ungodliness. It's a sin, right? Like you have two
Yeah.
people that
Mhm.
walk in, the one with the robe and the high affluence or whatever, and then one that's off the street, and you tell that one to sit at your feet, and you give this one the head of the table, and it's like that is a form of sinning, right? So I think it was James
Yeah.
2 is what
Yeah.
it is. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, but that's the way a lot of people treat our churches. Our churches
Yeah.
treat people. Oh, you've got a good salary. Oh, let's
Yeah.
let's
Oh, let's
cater
cater to them.
cater to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Woo,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
can't do
um
that. Yeah. One
yeah.
of my favorite songs. Do you know the group Leland? Leeland.
Yes. I've heard a few songs from them. Yeah.
The song "Carried to the Table."
Uh,
You need to
doesn't
look
ring a
it
bell.
up. Yeah, yeah, it's about communion, and it's about those who are on the fringes, and how Christ would carry them to the table, and that we are called to carry them to the table.
Mm.
I remember when I was in the Springs, when we planted that church in Georgia, we actually sang that song, and we had set up a dining room table, full dining room table, had all the plates and glasses and everything like that, and in the middle of the table we had communion, and we started playing that table. We were playing that song,
Mm.
and we actually invited people to come to the dining room table and sit at the table and have communion at the table.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
No, I mean, I
So,
think that's where a lot of the church, I think they miss the mark. I mean, this is why I love like the homeless community because they
mhm.
do that. I mean, that's the thing that's crazy is like they're more community than probably our churches are. Like when we would go
Oh,
to a park, it's like, yeah, trust me, there's some things they do that are not the best, right?
oh,
But like,
yeah, they understand.
but
I understand.
But I've literally had like I hand them a sandwich and they take one slice out and they hand the or one half out, hand it to somebody else, or they hand it back. Hey, you sit and eat
Hmm.
with me. It's like I'm giving you a sandwich because you need it and you're willing to share it with me. I mean, like giving
Yeah,
of themselves for each other, and I mean just
yeah,
that community, right? Just totally
yep.
giving of them. And yeah, I totally would be a monk if I wasn't married. Because like
Really?
I've been around some, and it's like they fully give themselves to their
Yeah,
communities. And maybe
yeah,
not all. I know there's probably some bad experiences out there, but like
yeah. Right.
the ones that I've seen personally, it's like, yeah, I mean, I was one of my mentors, and what really changed him, and he has a homeless church in Atlanta, and he went, I think it was Haiti, and he was like working with the monks, and literally a guy was beaten on this, or Jamaica. It was a guy like literally outside that was beaten and like
Mhm.
like stoned, like literally like
Yeah,
beaten, and it's because he had AIDS, and so they brought the man in, and here he is washing him with the man's blood running down his body, and realizing that in that blood there was AIDS, but they didn't care because he was a person, he was a human, and they
amen.
washed him, you know. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
and that's the heart. To me, that's the way church should be. You're
yeah,
beaten, you're
yeah.
broken. Like,
I
come
got
on,
you. I got you.
come.
Yeah.
Let's clean you up. Let's
I
go.
mean,
I think one of my favorite probably Bible verses. Sorry, I keep interrupting, but I think it's like
no, you're
Acts
good.
3. It's Acts 3, or in my I think it's Acts 3, where they're talking about communion. And the beauty of communion, the beauty of the story was before they had communion together, they made sure everybody's needs were met. Like, what if you had a table, a communion table, and you went around the room like, what are you missing? Well, I can't make my mortgage. Like, okay,
Well, that's
let's
even that's even that's a fellowship of believers too. Remember, they said they sold possessions and sold property so that the community was taken
okay,
care of.
it's about the community, and I think that's something that like our churches aren't going to forego their millions of dollars of now they'll give. I mean, I know they do. I know there's things that they do for the
Sure,
community and they give, but like,
sure.
but imagine if like, a church of 1,000 people came together and was like, hey, you have need. We're going to fulfill those needs. We're going to make sure
Hmm.
you go without.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's tough in
Or
our
health
culture.
or healthcare or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
Anything.
Yeah.
It's like some of these churches I've seen that have like there was one here they had, and I think it was a different tradition, and they had their own automotive like repair place, and they would have people like single moms, and they had a day where they could bring and they repair their cars, change their oil, did their tires, all
Yep.
for free.
Yeah.
Didn't cost them a dime.
Right. Or I think about like things
To me,
like tools,
that's
like
great.
bar tools. I need an angle grinder for something I'm going to do in the backyard, and I've got friends that have them, so I'm going to borrow one. But I'm like, what if I, instead of borrowing from a friend, I borrowed from the church because they just have a tool shed that's like, hey, this is open to borrow. I remember
Yeah,
when I
exactly.
first got started with church, or going down the path of being a pastor, and like the thing that always upset me is like, why do we lock the doors? Like why? Like it should just be
Because we're
like
worried more about our stuff. We're worried about our stuff.
it should be open 24/7, in my opinion. I
Yeah,
mean, it's like
yeah,
that's the body of Christ. It's
right.
not just Sunday mornings, as you said. No, this is every day, every hour. And oh, by the way, when people need the church the most, it's
It's
probably
the
when
other.
when
It's
it,
not just Sunday morning. It's
it's
the rest
probably
of
when
the
it's
week.
dark out. It's probably when it's dark outside, and it might be at midnight.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
know.
and it might be, hey, I just wrecked my car because I was drunk and I'm stumbling, and I need a place to lay my
Crash
head,
and head
crash, and
down. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Give me a pew to lay on. Yep.
But I think that's
Yeah, I
also
think that.
part. I think it's partially the culture and community. We have it's on our bucket list to go to Japan, but I have friends that are from there and China and all that. And I've heard like in Japan, they'll get off the airplane and like go to a store and they'll leave their luggage outside on the side of the road and it will not get stolen or touched. Like, like
Dang.
it's just like they don't. And if you go out night drinking, because it is part of their culture, they like to drink. um, there's photos. You can go Google it. Like there's people that are like either guys that are like drunk, and they're sitting on the edge of a like curb or something, and they're surrounded by water bottles because as people walk by and they see that they're struggling and they're hungover or whatever or drunk, people leave them water. They'll leave them water, leave them food. It's like to me that's what Christ meant for us to be the community of believers is like
Right.
you see someone struggling and you give, you help, and I'm like, you know, I don't know the full faith of Japan, but but
Yeah.
that's,
Right.
but,
Right.
but to me, that's the way, I would be scared to death if I was sitting on the side of the road drunk and I'm,
Well, not in
maybe
Nashville,
there's,
buddy. They're gonna
no,
take your wallet, and yeah,
yeah, yeah, get peed
who knows what
on
they'll
or,
do?
yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah,
Oh,
and so
exactly.
and I think that's where that's where we're missing the mark, in my opinion.
And we're just missing the mark. I know. I remember um, when we did the Springs, we used to do a homeless or unhoused feeding in downtown Chattanooga, and we had a couple of the churches that we decided to get partner with. So it was all three of us were brand new churches, and there was this one guy who showed up every time. His nickname was Ducky, little short guy, African American guy. Man, I love Ducky. Always asked me to pray for him every time I went, and it was one of the last times before I left Springs, and Ducky wasn't there. And I kept looking for him, kept asking people, I said, "Where's Ducky at?" And they said he'd gone to the hospital, and he died. He had a heart attack. I was broken, man. I love that guy. He's such a
Salt
good
of the
guy.
earth, salt of the earth.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I've seen
So,
Christ more in our homeless friends. I mean, I think it's what it's I was hungry and you fed me. And, I was naked and
yeah.
you clothed me. It's
Yeah.
I've seen more of Christ in those people on the street than I do in a pew in a
Me too.
church.
Me
100%.
too.
And it's
100%.
something that we get so consumed with our lives and the things of our lives, the pleasures of our lives, and we're living these nice, beautiful homes, and it's like, but those people are connected. What is it? Lord, give me enough money to where I don't have to steal, but don't give me so much money that I forget about you.
Exactly. No doubt.
And I think that's part of our issue too, going back to our subject, is we've got too much money. Like we don't
Yeah,
we don't need
the
them.
church, we
We don't need them.
no, and the church has gotten to a place where it's all about how do we hang on to what we've got so that we can exist and just be who we are for who's here and not be who we need to be for who's out there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, brother.
Anything
Great
else? Any
conversation.
other? Yeah. Any other
All
questions
right.
we missed? Do we miss
That's
anything?
it, man. That is good.
Good
I would
stuff.
put out there for anybody who is listening, just if there's any topics that y'all would like to hear from us, we have other ones on our list, but as you listen to this podcast, if there's any topics you would like for us to talk about, we would love to hear from you. Just reply or comment any of the social media platforms on YouTube, just to let us know, and we will add it to our list.
I did
So on
add a
that,
couple. I did add a
you
couple.
did.
Hold on. I did at the very
Oh,
bottom. Somebody commented on my Facebook post, so I added them at the bottom. But I will say, go like, subscribe, do all those things. Our goal here is just to have a community here on here on the podcast. And yeah, go like, subscribe. There's no financial benefit for us. That's not our goal. We just want
yeah,
to, it's just time to sit and talk as brothers and talk about bro code and
yeah,
talk about things of life. And that's it. So, yep.
exactly. And we
Yeah.
may actually laugh a little, and we may tick people off.
Woohoo! Who do we piss off today? Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Oh, there's going to be some Pharisees out there. They're going to be really mad about this conversation. Just saying.
Well, they're just like whitewashed tombs, and they're clean on the outside and dirty on the inside,
It's
ain't they?
that. Oh.
I know. All right. May the Lord
Uh,
bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you. May be gracious unto you and give you peace. Be
peace.
blessed.
Peace. God bless.